Guys, so 3, 2, 1, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another episode of the BlockSafe Ambassador Program launch for 2019. Obviously, many of you that are on this webinar, we really appreciate all the effort you've been putting into BlockSafe around the world. Many of you, I mean, not just people in the bounty, but people in our Telegram room, people like Carol, people like Franklin, Anthony, Annette, Dean, Dave, Andy, the list goes on and on and on. Guys, y'all are doing such a phenomenal job around the world promoting and making sure that our ecosystem grows. And because of that, I wanted to announce on this webinar today that we are extending our STO till September 23rd. We had a tranche of tokens from our pre-STO sale that we're going to put into circulation so that when we get listed, we have more people with tokens. And obviously, the more people that have BlockSafe tokens, the more people that will be using CryptoDefender, Exchange Defender, Blockchain Defender. So the beautiful thing about that, guys, is you're going to get 25% additional bonus tokens. The reason why we're doing that is obviously as a show of thanks for all those people that have been buying BlockSafe, BSafe token packages. But also, guys, remember this, because BlockSafe is one of the only companies that has proper paperwork in place for security token offering. Because remember, there's a lot of ICOs, but ICOs can't do what an STO can do as far as making sure that the ecosystem can benefit financially, just like the company can, right? An ICO, and I'll give you an example, guys. In an ICO, what you can do is let's say that Anthony has a UVS token, right? And it's an ICO, and we buy into that token. So we can make money speculating that token on a secondary exchange. Let's say that the UVS token gets listed, just an example, on Binance, right? So he ran an ICO, and let's say he ran it out of Malta, or he ran it out of England, or wherever he decided his jurisdiction was. So obviously that UVS token, we can speculate and make money, or we can hold it long term, right? But the one thing that Anthony can't do because he doesn't have the proper paperwork in place is obviously pay out what's called passive income, right? Because like a dividend for security, in the crypto world, we call it a passive income token, right? So now let's say that Carol puts up a token also, right? But except Carol wants to do a security token offering because she knows that she has some phenomenal products, right? Not to say that Anthony and UVS token don't have phenomenal products, but I'm just saying Carol understands that if she pays back a certain percentage of the gains, right, of the profits to her ecosystem, then what's going to happen? Her ecosystem is going to grow and get stronger and grow and get stronger. Why? Because now people are benefiting from all the hard work, all the patented products that Carol has on a security token offering. So the beauty in it, guys, is look, ICOs, there's a lot of people putting money into ICOs, but there's going to be a lot more security token offerings in the future because companies similar to like companies that do real estate right now, companies that do financial services, companies that do cybersecurity, they're going to be able to use that security token model and be able to pay back a passive income to their token holders. And so those token holders are going to become more locked in, right? More vetted to the actual program because they're getting paid out X amount. Every company is different, right? But BlockSafe is paying out 10% every quarter of their profits, of their net profits to their ecosystem. And that's a beautiful thing, guys, because as this ecosystem grows, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be more hacks. People are going to lose their crypto because they're not securing their logins, right? Secondary exchanges are very centralized, so they're going to need BlockSafe products to protect them. Not just the actual exchange, guys, but the people that work for the exchange. Because a lot of times, what I want to do is I kind of want to tell you the beauty of why BlockSafe is going to be very important. When you look at an exchange like Binance, right? Binance is a phenomenal company. Binance is a great exchange, but you have a lot of room for human error, if you will. So the reason why many of these hacks that happen, here, let me just go to this article so you can see this, because I was reading this article and I was like, you know what, I'm going to share this with all our BlockSafe family, because the thing is, a lot of times it's more about human error, right? So what these hacks, a lot of times what happens is they'll attack the workers that work for companies like Binance, work for companies like Cryptopia that have been hacked, right? Bitfinex, etc. So what they do is they go after the employees, they phish them, they keylog them, And a lot of times these employees have the same usernames and same passwords, right? And they're not using an encrypted module, so like they're not using an encrypted desktop or an encrypted iPhone or Android. And so that's why a lot of these hackers are getting access to their accounts. So the reason why I want to share this is because BlockSafe is going to be a company that's going to allow its users to benefit with this ever-growing ecosystem. So this article is pretty cool. It was talking about if Bitcoin is so safe, why does it keep getting hacked? Well, Bitcoin itself hasn't been hacked uh, in a long, long time, guys. At the very, very beginning, there was like a minor hack, but it got patched. But as far as the protocol, the blockchain, it's never been hacked because again, Bitcoin is very secure. But if you read this, it says thieves have stolen millions of dollars in Bitcoin from exchanges. Here's why it keeps happening. And this was written May 9th, and I was rereading this, but I want to share this with you. I love that sign. Check that out. There's there's Anthony with his glasses. That's what Anthony UVS looks like, and his Bitcoin sign at his house. So here we go. So it talks about a neon logo displayed at Boost VC Bootcamp in California in 2014. So it says hackers just stole 40 million worth of Bitcoin from Binance, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. It's hardly the first time crypto has been targeted by thieves for a technology that's supposed to be hyper secure. In practice, it's often proven itself to be, well, not. Now, Binance, which is based in Taiwan, announced on Thursday that hackers were able to withdraw about 7,000 Bitcoin through a single transaction, amounting to $40 million. And remember, guys, in today's value, that obviously has jumped up, right? Because at that time, Bitcoin was not at $10,000 to $11,000. Hackers employed various methods, including phishing and viruses, in what the company described as a large-scale security breach. Withdrawals and deposits on the platform have since been suspended. Fortunately for Binance customers, the company will use its emergency insurance fund so customers won't personally incur any losses. Now, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have proven a prime target for hackers despite their characterization by proponents as super safe and impregnable. One of the biggest such cases was Mt. Gox, which a lot of us remember that way back in the day, which collapsed in 2014 after losing $460 million. And again, guys, in today's money, that would be billions of dollars because Bitcoin at that time was not at the price point it has today. Apparently, the hackers in 2016, hackers stole 72 million worth of Bitcoin from exchange Bitfinex, and in 2018, hackers stole 500 million digital tokens from the exchange Coincheck. So, guys, think about it. We are on the actual precipice of something so dynamic, and to have a team as phenomenal as a BlockSafe team to guide us into the future, protecting crypto wallets, protecting exchanges, protecting private public blockchains. This is why these tokens make sense, right? Because at the end of the day, we can use those tokens. Like, let's say we're talking about Carol's STO. If Carol was the owner of BlockSafe and we're using her BSafe token, guess what? Every time Carol and her team are out there securing the world, we get paid, right? Because obviously people have to pay for the CryptoDefender to protect their phones, their desktops. They're going to have to pay for the exchange defender because who wants their exchange to be hacked? Nobody, right? Because look at what happened in Cryptopia. They had to close down. So this is why everybody that's on this webinar and all your teams that are flourishing around the world are going to benefit massively from protecting this ecosystem. So it says, according to the Wall Street Journal, more than 1.7 billion in cryptocurrency has been stolen over the years, most of which has come from exchanges and has been centered around Asia. The Binance heist, like the previous exchange hacks, should serve as a warning to cryptocurrency investors. Your money might not be as safe as you think. It's like robbing a bank, except you do it from 1,000 miles away from the comfort of your home. And the money you get is virtually untraceable, and you can disguise it by laundering it through multiple wallets in a matter of minutes, said Robert Long, an attorney at Greenberg, Torrig, and former federal prosecutor. What happened at Binance briefly explained. So real quick, guys, before I continue, do you literally see the value of what BlockSafe is going to do in the future, guys? I mean, at the end of the day, this is something so beautiful because as Bitcoin and all of crypto is booming and growing, right? Guess what happens? More wallets are being created, more exchanges are being created, more people, more big companies like Walmart. I think Walmart has an initiative that if you don't use blockchain technology, because they want to know everything, right? From basically where it gets harvested to where it gets sent on a blockchain, you're not going to be able to do business with Walmart in the future. And that's how serious they're taking blockchain, guys. I mean, it's very powerful. Let me see. Yes. So does anybody have any questions so far, guys, about how we're going to obviously do what we have been telling the world, protecting your crypto wallets, protecting crypto exchanges, protecting blockchains? Because at the end of the day, what I want you to understand is you are the people that are growing our ecosystem. And so if you have any questions, we want to make sure that you're armed with the proper information. I mean, think about it, guys. Nobody wants to lose money, right? Nobody wants to wake up one day and all of a sudden they look at their wallets and boom, they're at zero, right? Because somebody hacked or keylogged them or did a phishing attack. But what I want you to understand is you are very, very powerful in this medium, because at the end of the day, people are gonna have to come to you to get our products, right? People have to come to your websites. They're gonna have to, go to Anthony's website, Carol's website, Dean, Annette, Franklin, like all you BlockSafe ambassador family members. They have to come through you guys. So that's why we're doing our best to get as much content out there to make sure that you have all the weapons necessary to be able to win massively around the world. Okay, since nobody has any questions, we'll move forward. So what happened at Binance, briefly explained. According to a statement from Binance, hackers obtained user API keys, two-factor authentication codes, and other information to execute their plan and withdraw 7,000 Bitcoin in a single transaction. That is nuts, guys. 7,000. Ouch. So it says the hack impacted. Does anybody have and just to show you, let's say that Bitcoin right now is at like, let me see, I'll tell you right now. I just want to see in today's numbers. So if Bitcoin is at 10, let's just say 10,700. Let me do a quick calculation. 10,700. I want to show you like in today's numbers, because obviously this happened, it's been about a month. So if we do 10,700 times 7,000 Bitcoin, whoo! Guys, in today's money, that's $74.9 million that has been stolen from Binance. That is nuts. So, and obviously, that's coming from CoinMarketCap, 10,699. So it says the hack impacted Binance's so-called hot wallet, which is basically storage that connects to the internet and is used for liquidity so Bitcoin can be exchanged. According to Binance, just 2% of its total Bitcoin holdings were in its hot wallet. Thank God. Can you imagine, guys, if more money was in their hot wallet? Ooh, 74.9, that's crazy money. Okay, so it says the rest was presumably in cold storage, meaning Bitcoin kept offline. Had Binance kept more of its Bitcoin in its hot wallet, the hack could have been much, much worse. I mean, Binance could basically have been Cryptopia, right? They could have gone out of business. So Binance said the hackers had the patience to wait and execute well-orchestrated actions through multiple seemingly independent accounts at the most opportune time, and that the transaction was structured to pass its security checks. Binance customers won't lose money, though, thanks to the Secure Asset Fund for Users, an emergency insurance fund it's had in place since July 2018. So it says, what makes Bitcoin exchanges so hackable? Talking about Bitcoin security is a two-pronged discussion. One is the technology itself, and the other is how it's transferred and stored. So blockchain, the ledger technology upon which Bitcoin is based, is very safe and secure. It's an immutable or almost, and I'm glad they said this, or almost immutable record of who has transferred Bitcoins to who. Peter Van Valkenburg, a research director at Public Policy Advocacy Group Coin Center, told me. The problem of security is all right. Who's allowed to make transactions on the blockchain? The answer is anyone who has the keys that match Bitcoins in a particular address. If you have your own keys, basically a set of letters and numbers corresponding to your Bitcoin, then it's secure. But once you hand them over to someone else, such as an exchange or wallet for storage, then it's up to the organization's cybersecurity systems and practices to keep the currency safe. Plenty of organizations have been susceptible to data breaches. Look at Equifax, Yahoo, and Target. Cryptocurrency exchanges are no exception. I mean, guys, those are some big names, right? Equifax, Yahoo, Target. I mean, they've been breached brazenly over the last few years. The thing with Bitcoin is that once it's gone, it's gone. You no longer have the key. Someone else does. That same fundamental security of the blockchain that you took advantage of, the hacker now does too. If Binance has a vulnerability in their security system, and a hacker's going to exploit and retrieve that value, which is immutable and totally secure at a fundamental level, and move it from Binance's wallets to their wallets, then they now take possession of its coin. Jeremy Gardner, a cryptocurrency entrepreneur and managing partner at the investment firm Ansem Ventures, said, "This is a feature in Bitcoin, not a bug. You can't get your Bitcoin back. Remember, guys, once somebody hacks you, it's done, right? Like you can just write a country song about how sad you are, and that's about it." So it says these types of currencies are unbelievably attractive to a thief or a hacker because of the anonymous nature of it. John Sendenoff, a professor of finance at Villanova University, said, "There's more of an appeal because if I go rob a bank, I'm on camera, etc. If I steal a Bitcoin from an exchange, I have a string of random letters and numbers attached to me, and nobody's going to figure out who I am." It says the Wall Street Journal in 2018 laid out other elements that make Bitcoin theft particularly appealing. So it says, unlike stock exchanges, which facilitate trading but don't actually hold securities on behalf of investors, many cryptocurrency exchanges charge fees for trading and store currencies for their customers. Analysts say that makes cryptocurrency exchanges like sitting ducks. Thieves that manage to break in can do something akin to robbing a bank, getting a hold of valuable cryptocurrencies that they can cash out of. Cryptocurrency exchanges are easy to breach with minimum effort and expense from attackers, and with maximum return on investment, said Robert Statica, president of BlackFX, a cybersecurity firm in New York. Regulations around Bitcoin vary by country as well, meaning some places require exchanges to follow stricter guidelines than others. When hacks do occur, international and law enforcement agencies do get involved in attempting to track criminals down, and the penalties apply as they would any type of theft. In the US, law enforcement agencies such as the FBI have taken action against thieves and other illegal uses of cryptocurrency. So now it says how to invest in Bitcoin securely, hopefully, right? Investing is always risky, including and perhaps especially when it comes to cryptocurrency. Beyond the security concerns, there's the simple fact that crypto is subject to some pretty wild price swings. Case in point, at the end of 2017, the price of Bitcoin hit nearly 20,000. Actually, it hit 21.5. And in Korea, some people were even buying Bitcoin at 30 grand. That's nuts in 2017. Right now, it's under 6,000. And and check this out, guys. Remember, this article was done in May, and today we have already breached 11,000. That's nuts. So if you're interested in crypto or thinking of getting started, there's not a lot you can do to prevent price swings beyond maybe don't put a bunch of Bitcoin on your credit card, but there are security precautions you can take. So now it says, some people choose to store their crypto on their own, but for the less tech savvy, there are exchanges and digital wallets run by third parties. Then Van Valkenburg laid out some simple advice on how to evaluate different options. Pick a large operation, look for one that's regulated and compliant with laws, especially in the United States. And again, guys, this is why everybody follows the US, because the SEC, the FBI, I mean, they have a long arm of the law, right? So this is why a lot of exchanges in the United States are held on a different level as far as legals and, or I should say, legalities, compliancy, et cetera. But that's why they're saying, looking for something in the United States and pay attention to emergent best practices, such as exchanges that use cold storage and have insurance, similar to what Coinbase does, guys. Coinbase is insured. So that's why when we start people off on the crypto journey, we always tell them to open up a Coinbase account because we know that Coinbase is going to protect people's crypto. So now, not to say that they're immune to hacks, because they're everybody's getting hacked on a daily basis, but this is why we're talking to multiple companies about protecting their exchanges, their blockchains, and obviously their wallets, because everybody needs to be protecting their crypto wallet. So shop around for a good exchange. He said he mentioned Coinbase. Oh, look, he mentioned Coinbase as a potential option that fits those criteria in the United States. Gardner said a safer option than exchange would be a wallet that relies on cold storage, where the point is to safely store cryptocurrency, not trade it. Some examples are Zappo, BitGo, and Coinbase's Vault. Crypto is still a budding space, and while it's come a long way from the Mt. Gox days, it's still got a long way to go in maturing, including when it comes to security. The Binance episode is the latest piece of evidence along those lines. So it's it's a kind of precaution, set and offset. When you think about where to invest, you want to make sure these people are being good custodians to your security. And it says, correction, a previous version of the story stated the Bitcoin owners were not able to track their currency once stolen. They can trace it, but they cannot get it back. I mean, you literally can follow it, right? You can follow it from wallet to wallet address, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to like go in and get it back from somebody. That's the only thing that is horrible about when people get hacked. Like they can follow it right on the blockchain. They can follow kind of like what the guys with Binance, the guys that hack Binance right now. They're putting them into multiple wallets, trying to use tumblers, et cetera, et cetera. But Binance, I mean, to really catch these guys is going to be very difficult because they're literally moving Bitcoin all over the world. Let's see. So it says, looking forward to seeing the first newsworthy CryptoDefender sales. Yeah, me too, bro. Like literally, I mean, think about this. Once we get in good with these exchanges, once we can protect an exchange, like let's say in the future, just as an example, because we have been talking to companies like Binance, to companies like OKX, obviously about securing their blockchains and their blockchains and their exchanges. And the beautiful thing, guys, is one of these days when we start announcing, what we're doing as far as protecting more and more exchanges, because they're only going to keep coming, right? People are not dumb. They know that these exchanges are making a ton of money. I mean, if you look at this, just look at, well, actually, let me just do this real quick. So guys, remember I was telling you we were going to crack 300 billion in market cap last time we were on a webinar. Look at that. We're at 324 billion as far as market cap. 2,279 cryptocurrencies being bought and sold around the world. 19,000 markets. Obviously, people buying and selling on a daily basis. Look at this 24-hour volume, guys. 96. That's right, 96 billion dollars in 24 hours. Obviously, the Bitcoin dominance is 58.6. That's why you're seeing a lot of alts that are kind of with their tails tucked between their legs right now because the granddaddy is pumping. Look at that, $10,699.06. And I refresh. Let's see, because obviously we've been on, so it's gone down just a little bit, right? $10,648.38. So guys, I mean, it's a beautiful time in cryptocurrency. It is our time to go and protect all of these wallets. Ethereum right now is at $305.59 per Ether token, which it busted through 300. That's awesome. XRP, Ripple's tokens at 47 cents. Litecoin's at $141.58. Bitcoin Cash is at $478.66. EOS has broken $7 at $7.45. Binance token up to $38.40. Remember, guys, when I showed you numbers on Binance, if you would have invested, similar like what, like I tell people, similar to any token, right? If your timing is beautiful and you get in with the right companies and then they start getting traction in the market, I mean, 2017 was when Binance Coin came out, and they're already at $38.40. Bitcoin SUV is at $239.70, 4.2 billion market cap. Tether at $1. Obviously, it's pegged to the US dollar. Stellar at 12.9 cents. So guys, the market is pretty robust right now. And obviously some of the other alts that are in the top 10, top 20 are taking a beating. Like if we keep going down, let me just show you a little bit. So you see like the top coins are they're in the green. There's a lot of green today. Last night there was a lot of red. Obviously some are recovering today. Oh, look at Inside Chain, 63.44 up. That's awesome. So yeah, we actually have a lot of green today. Last night we're seeing a lot of red. A lot of alts were taking a beating because obviously Bitcoin was just skyrocketing. So yeah, the market's looking healthy. There's a lot of green. So what I mean by green, guys, obviously when you're up, you're going to see green, right? Like Bitcoin's up 7.32%. When you're green, like a lot of people buy into green, and then obviously you see the red, like Tether is down, but not much. I mean, there's not many coins right now in the market that are down today. Last night there were, but today it looks a lot better. Crypto.com chain, yeah, so check that out. That is a lot of green. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions so far? Because obviously, I'm trying to show you why we're going to be so important to the cryptocurrency ecosystem. in 2019 and beyond. And those of you that are obviously holding the tokens already, you're going to benefit massively, because as these sales start happening with exchanges through our ambassador program, obviously for companies that are looking to do their own private public blockchains, that's where people like you that had the foresight, the vision to get in with a company early, those are the people that are going to win massively. Similar to what happened, like I tell people with everything, similar to what happened with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with Ripple, all these people that bought into these companies at the beginning didn't know what was going to happen. Years later, all of a sudden they're sitting on a ton of money. They're doing 10, 20, 100x on their money because they had timing and they had patience. So let's see, it says the exchanges for a listing we've talked to. We've talked to a bunch of, Anthony, but those are the ones that obviously the ones that we're talking to right now about listing in 2019. So we've talked to OKX, to Binance, to Law Token, and a lot of other ones, but those are the main ones that are highly recognized by people. And the beauty in that is not only are we talking to get listed, we're also talking to protect, obviously, their exchanges, their wallets, and also to protect their blockchain projects. Because a lot of these companies I'll give you an example. Binance is investing in a lot of projects, like they have a capital fund that they're starting. So because of that, they're putting money into different projects. So anytime they come up with a blockchain project, we're talking about being able to protect those projects in the future also, just so everybody knows. Awesome. Okay, guys, so let me just show you a little more news on Bitcoin. The reason why I want to show you more news on Bitcoin is, obviously people right now are going crazy. So as you see right here in real time, BTC 10699, it's showing Ripple at 48 cents, Ether at $306, Bitcoin Cash 480, EOS 746, Litecoin 142. But this article was written 6 hours ago, just talking about Bitcoin price hits 11K. Less than 24 hours after breaking 10K, and that's phenomenal. And then it says this article over here is Bitcoin is back above 10,000, and investors say this rally is different. It says the world's most popular cryptocurrency gets a boost from Facebook's plan to launch Libra. So, guys, all of these. This is the Wall Street Journal, right? This is literally one of the most premier newspapers of finance in the world, and they're talking boldly about Bitcoin, right? And the reason why people are saying that this run is a little bit different is because there's a lot more institutions in play now. Back in the day, like when we talk about 2015, 2016, 2017 Bitcoin, there weren't much institutions really kind of getting involved. They're still very scared about Bitcoin and blockchain. And towards the end of 2017 and 2018, we started seeing a big run as far as like institutionals coming in, right? Like you had like Goldman Sachs, you had a lot of venture capital coming in, people that were creating exchanges because they knew that that's where people were going to be transacting cryptocurrency. So you're starting to see all the signs. It's like the perfect storm for us as a company, because again, at the end of the day, because of the BlockSafe STO being live, and then obviously us putting a more circulation of BSafe tokens into the environment, because at the end of the day, guys, look, we want to have as many BSafe tokens out circulating for our members, right, for our member packages, so that they can benefit from the passive income of the profits of the company. So for those of you, we just had some people that joined late, guys, just so everybody knows, our STO is live and has been extended to September 23rd. We took a tranche of tokens from our pre-STO, and we're going to put those into circulation so that because we've had if you look at our Telegram room, we're close to 11,000 people in Telegram. And when we first got started, literally, many of you that joined early, we've shot up to almost 11K. And, one day we'll be shooting up to 20, 30, 40, 50K. So as a company, I spoke with George and Mark and everybody, and they had decided to extend the actual STO because we had a lot of people that are interested in getting their token packages. Many people were using bank transfers, right? Because they wanted us to give them the banking information so they can send the transfer. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now till September 23rd, you can actually sign up on BlockSafeTech.io and get your token packages. And with those token packages, guys, because everybody's been doing such a phenomenal job. We're giving you 25% extra BSafe tokens. So if you bought in the previous rounds of the STO, guess what, guys? You're going to still get your 25%. Make sure you tell your members that, because we really want to thank everybody for all the hard work that you've been doing around the world to promote BlockSafe, to obviously bring sales in for the CryptoDefender, Exchange Defender, and very, very soon the Blockchain Defender. The reason why your timing is so great is obviously for those of you that were on the webinar, you got to see, the Binance hack, one of the biggest hacks in the history of crypto. But remember, in today's dollars, it'd be 74.9 million. What happens when Bitcoin goes, just an example, what happens when Bitcoin goes to 100,000, right? Like those numbers, that at the time it was 40 million, but obviously as Bitcoin keeps going up, because it's going to go up and down, right? It's going to pump, and then obviously it'll retrace. But even it has to hurt Binance thinking that, man, we just lost 7,000 Bitcoins. That somebody lost their job, or a lot of somebody's lost their job. But this is why, obviously what we're going to do is we're going to do everything that's in our power with our patented technology to get out in the world and make sure that everybody knows who we are, what we do. The bounty program is absolutely kicking butt right now. We've got people from all around the world doing videos, articles. I mean, we've got some of our team members right now that are on this webinar are doing a phenomenal job. People like Anthony, people like Annette, people like Andy, people like Carol, Franklin. Guys, people like you are the ones that are going to benefit the most because you're active, right? You're the ones getting all the information. You're the ones getting your token packages. For those of you that obviously are accredited investors in the U.S. or anybody that's doing our Regulation S offshore the United States. Guys, thank you very much for everything that you do on a daily basis. It is 2:41 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to try and keep this webinar to about 45 minutes because I want you to benefit from being able to go tell the world that we're extending our STO to September 23rd, and that everybody obviously is going to get the 25% additional token bonus. And for those of you that are Americans that are accredited investors, we're also going to be including equity shares. So that being said, guys, does anybody have any questions before we finish this webinar for Saturday, June 22nd, 2019? Bitcoin is booming, baby. Literally, it is. I wouldn't doubt that. Our next rise up is about 14.5. Obviously, you're going to see it go up and down because that's just the way Bitcoin does. It plays with our emotions, if you will. It shoots up and then it grinds down, like it'll consolidate and then grind down. But it's a beautiful thing because at the end of the day, it's based on mathematics. Imagine, this is nothing, guys. Imagine one day when everybody is like the fear of missing out, when everybody is looking for a deflationary store of value, right? Because that's what Bitcoin is. It's basically a deflationary store of value. The US dollar, the ruble, the peso, the pound, sterling, everything, right? They're all inflationary. Inflate, like if you ask people in Argentina about inflation, they'll tell you stories, right? Because they have like 1,200% inflation. But imagine when the masses are clamoring, like literally the FOMO of missing out on Bitcoin. This is nothing. What you're seeing right now is just the beginning, guys. We are in for a beautiful ride, and thank you very much to each and every one of you that's on this webinar, that are building teams around the world with our ambassador program. You're the ones that are going to benefit the most. And if you have any questions, guys, make sure that you ask, because I want you to benefit the most, because at the end of the day, you're the ones that are blood, sweat, and tear in this, right? You're the ones that are getting all the information, getting everybody hyped up. So let me see, before we close out this webinar, guys, does anybody have any questions for me? If not, then go tell the masses that we are going to put some more BSafe tokens in circulation so that we have more and more partners around the world. And obviously, the bigger our ecosystem gets, right, guys, the bigger the bigger the BlockSafe will get around the world. Annette says, thank you, Max. I love this webinar. Well, thank you, Annette. We love you because you are an amazing person. You have a beautiful soul, and you're always doing stuff for us around the world, always, being our champion for BlockSafe and cryptocurrency in general. So thank you. All right, guys. So if nobody has any questions, I want to thank you for your time. And I want to thank you for obviously, getting knowledgeable, because at the end of the day, this knowledge that you're getting, guys, there are companies that actually charge you to teach you about cryptocurrency. We're giving it to you for free. Why? Because we want you to be so educated that one day when you look back and you got involved in cryptocurrency at a very, very early, because again, even though we've been around a decade, right? Bitcoin's been around a decade, we're still in our infancy. Like this is nothing, guys. Bitcoin by itself one day would be $1 trillion or $1 trillion industry, just Bitcoin. Like just Bitcoin alone will have a $1 trillion market cap by itself, and probably on a daily basis, people will be buying and selling trillions of dollars of cryptocurrency. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful weekend. Thank you very much. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Make sure that you get some rest, get on those computers, start telling the world about BlockSafe, because at the end of the day, there's going to come a time when we're a household name, just like Facebook is, you know, just like Amazon, just like eBay. Guess what? Everybody needs cybersecurity. Everybody needs to protect their value, and we're that company that's going to give it to you. So Carol, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. We'll see you again on Wednesday. God bless. This webinar is now adjourned.